guys, it's me again, and I'm driving home again, of course, and it's like legit stormy out right now. Like, it feels like fall, and I can't believe we're on the brink of spring, or we're in spring on the brink of summer, and it's just nasty outside. So it's kind of the middle of the day, and I work from home on these days in the afternoon, and I'm going to do so in my jammies because that will make me feel oh so sweet and cozy in the midst of this kind of torrential like downpour that we're having. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about something that I had mentioned in my last video, in my last vlog, where I kind of mentioned the idea of reincarnation, and I kind of made a comment. I was like, oh, that's a whole other conversation, and a number of you guys were like, I'd be curious to know what you thought about reincarnation, and I was like, all right, I can do that. So let me say this though, this is not like a religiously based conversation. This is just more like an I wonder conversation. Like, I've got some like thoughts on it, and it is not in any way like, even with your best friends, you do not talk religion and politics. So this is not crossing into the realm of religion, because I know there are definitely some religions that do not believe in reincarnation and instead believe in, you know, heaven or some other sort of situation equivalent to that. And that's great, and that's fine. And I'm not going there. I'm just talking about why I have been, as I've been kind of growing up and, you know, getting older, I kind of have been really wondering about the idea of reincarnation, and I kind of somehow a little bit think that it really exists. I kind of assume that we all, or I would like to think that we all come back as people. You know, we die as people and come back as people. That would be awesome and fabulous. Although I have to say that I think in a former life I was legit a lizard, because my peripheral vision is outstanding. Like, I can see things like virtually out the back of my head. No, I mean, obviously I'm joking, but like, I can be like looking straight ahead and I see shit like back here. And I'll be like, oh honey, there's like a spider on the wall, or, you know, what is that over there? And he's like, what? He's like, that's behind you. I'm like, I know. I've got this natural gift. I'm gonna open the sunroof, get a little bit more light, because it's that dark and stormy outside. Anyway, so I have amazing peripheral vision, and I'm wondering if it's because I was actually a lizard formerly. But anyway, let's assume that we come back as people. Did that just make it worse, the light in here? Maybe a little bit. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Anyway, I'd like to, part of me really feels like we are reincarnated. We do come back, like our souls do come back, for a couple reasons. First of all, I kind of feel like it can't possibly be true that something as beautiful and wonderful as our soul has to end with this one life. Like, have you ever seen like the timeline of like the existence of the universe, and then they say that like our current like humanity existence is like this little fleck on this mile-long line of universal time? Well, I don't like to think that our whole life is only that, takes up only that little tiny amount of space. Even in that tiny amount of space, that's where our life ends when we die. Like that, I mean, that's kind of sad, and kind of what a waste. I mean, we could do things better another time around, couldn't we? Shouldn't we be afforded a second chance in order to kind of improve upon maybe the last chance that we had? I don't know. I can't, something as complicated and as wonderful and as miracle-like as our soul, that makes me sad to think that it would just end when we died. And so I'd like to think, you know, tulips come back every year, so why can't our souls come back when we lose the body that we're in? So you can't even believe, do you remember I almost got in that car accident? There is another guy standing out in the middle of the road, just randomly allowing the Budweiser truck to back up right now. I cannot, what is wrong with this town that I work in, where random people stand out in the middle of the road? I can't, thank goodness the person behind me, significantly a smaller truck, you can't see it right now, but it's not nearly as large a truck, it knew that it should have stopped. Okay, anyway, so that wasn't an accident, and I've since been driving now a few minutes. I feel like I'm driving through like the log flume ride, you know, like if you've ever been to like Great Adventure or like an amusement park. There's like tremendous puddles everywhere. I had no idea that it rained so much. Okay, anyway, thank God it's not snow. Can you imagine if this was snow? That'd be awful. Okay, back to reincarnation. So, on one hand, I'd like to think that our amazing soul does not only get one opportunity to live. On the other hand, I kind of question the idea, you know, if you go along with the idea of heaven or someplace like that, that's where to me it sounds like a perpetual vacation. You have no stress, you have no pain, you have no worry, you are significantly and calmly at peace. And I kind of feel like, what a waste. Because there are people, live people on Earth, so far as we know, there are live people on Earth who could use our help. And we've had only one life, and now we're just kind of hanging out, I don't know, in heaven or whatever that is. You know, our soul goes somewhere, and it's just kind of hanging out, not being given the opportunity to do any good. And then if it is having the opportunity to do some good, that means there are like spirits amongst us, and that, my friends, is an entirely other conversation to have there. But it just seems like to live your life and then take a vacation and, you know, just kind of be chilling as a soul that doesn't have a body. I don't know. That to me just seems like we could do so much better, and we have the opportunity to help other people, or even simply raise children and continue on with humanity. You know, we can only do that when we have a body and we're on the earth. So for those reasons, I'd like to think that reincarnation exists. Now, there are a number of reasons why I think it actually does. Like, kind of, this is why I was saying I want to make this a conversation about, like, I wonder if it's true, because there are things that I have questions about. First of all, I'd like to think that souls are connected. And the reason I say that is because of my husband. And just really quickly, he and I grew up on entirely opposite ends of the country. And somehow, he manages to move to and get a job in the town where I worked, more than 3,000 miles away. And something, I don't know, the fact that he and I are just completely like, we're like this, not that we're the same person, but we're like two matching puzzle pieces. I can't really explain it any better than that. Just to say that we are literally and simply perfect for each other. I hope that doesn't sound nauseating. I can't believe I was so lucky to have found him and found a husband that I feel that way about. But it just doesn't feel like it was random. There's just no way that it could have been that random. And so I'd like to think our souls are connected, and I feel like around the essence of reincarnation that, I don't know, that had something to do with it. Then there are some of the more obvious things, like things that just don't even seem possible. The thing that comes to mind is Jeopardy. Now, watching Jeopardy, I think I'm a smart person. Watching Jeopardy makes me feel like an idiot, because I'm like, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. Those questions that they ask on Jeopardy are so random that I find it difficult to believe that a person, and some of them are very young, I find it difficult to believe that a person could possibly have, I mean, I can understand that you can read something and it commits to your memory and you immediately memorize it, but it doesn't seem possible that you could possibly run into all of that information through reading material or listening or talking to other people. Like, how do you know those obscure questions and answers? Like, the only thing that I can think of is you learned them in your last life. Because it's impossible that you would have come across, encyclopedias, newspapers, TV shows. I mean, just the whole gamut. History. It's weird to me that you could be so specific with the knowledge you have and have gathered that in a relatively short amount of time, no matter how old you are when you're on Jeopardy. Another one of the obvious things that make me think that reincarnation, there might be something to it, is the whole feeling of deja vu. Have you ever had deja vu? That feeling is emotionally and intensely intense and strong. When you get that feeling where you're like, I've been here before, or this seems really familiar, what if it is? What if it actually is familiar? What if you were actually in that place before? It's entirely possible. There's no other way to explain that. I mean, I suppose there could be another way to explain it, but to me, it feels like there's no other way to explain how you could have been someplace before when you've only got one life. The last thing that makes me wonder about it, and again, I'm not 100% committing to it because there's obviously no way to know, but I find that it is meant for a conversation. The other thing that I think about is different skills that people have. Now, I don't mean talents, because I do think you can be born with a talent and you can very easily have the ability to learn a skill or perform a skill or a talent or whatever that is, like drawing or art or singing or sports or, you know, whatever. I do believe you are born with some level of talent. But then you run into those other people where it's really freaky, for example, that they can play a particular song on the piano, never having learned it before. And it's those kinds of things that make me kind of say, you brought that with you as baggage. You had like a handbag with you when you went from one life, one body to the other, and you brought with you your ability to play that song on the piano. And I mean, I could come up with a couple hundred other examples, but that's just kind of the one that comes to mind. And so it just kind of makes me think, I don't know, just kind of makes me think. So I don't know, is reincarnation a definite thing? I'm not committing to it. I have no idea, obviously. I have no idea, and there's really no way to validate it. But it just was something fun to think about and to kind of wonder about, and just, you know, like they say, it's one of those things that makes you go, huh, there might be something to that. And it's just kind of an interesting debate to have. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts and your opinions on the idea that our souls kind of live on and kind of continue maybe to come back to this earth? Do you think we come back as people? Do you think we come back as other things? Other, I don't know, cockroaches or something? Cockroaches have feelings too, you know, people. So anyway, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Am I being silly? I'm probably being silly. But you know what? The more you are stimulating your brain, the longer and the healthier a life you're going to have. So these are the sorts of things that I'm stimulating my brain with. Wondering whether or not I should pack a bag when my soul is ready to leave this earth. Who knows? Okay, so for real, I'm talking about reincarnation, and I just passed a red Mack dump truck on the road, and that we have determined is a sign of my dad, because he actually drove a red Mack truck for a living. And we kind of see, oh my God, and here's another Mack truck. What are the freaking chances? I don't know. Did he come, does that mean he came back to the earth as a red Mack truck? No, but I kind of feel like maybe I'm getting a sign. Don't you think? I think it's a sign. Do you believe in the signs? I don't know. That's actually a whole other conversation. Oh my gosh, here is now a third Mack truck that I am passing on the road. I mean, we see them every once in a while, but I don't know, that was a little bit freaky. Okay, I'm gonna let the topic go because there's only so much you could talk about something that you have no idea about, right? Hey guys, how's it going? First of all, I just want to say we are not talking about this right now because I don't know what's going on. I am so broke out right now. I feel like I'm legit like 15 years old. Like, I didn't even want to go out today, and then I realized I needed to run a couple of errands, and I was like, I can't even leave my house without makeup on right now because I feel so insecure. So anyway, I did like a little bit of makeup, and I know many of you will probably say, oh no, we really don't see anything, it's not so bad, but I'm always striving for like that gorgeous skin when I don't have any makeup on. Makeup, and that's actually the reason I started wearing makeup when I was younger, because I was trying to cover up such bad acne and just bad discoloration and poor pigmentation and all that. And so I really, really just want to be carefree and just free and just be like, oh, I need to run out the door right now and I haven't even put on my face, but it's okay because I have such gorgeous skin that it doesn't matter. I don't say that. Anyway, so I did wind up putting a little bit of makeup on today, but anyway, I'm about to be 40 years old and I feel so insecure today because I'm like literally broke out like all over. But that aside, the reason I decided to even chat with you guys, well, not only to share that, but I just wanted to say, like, in the middle of a really bad day, like I also had this like bout of vertigo before. I thought it was from allergies because I turned around and suddenly I could not get the room to stop spinning. My husband later asked me, he says, oh, you know, did you pinch a nerve? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And then I noticed later that like, I would take a deep breath just naturally, just because, and I felt this like pain in my neck. So I must have like tweaked something, but it brought on the most intense like head spinning. Like I was actually afraid I was gonna puke. So I have not had a good day. And the only reason I decided I needed to run out today to the store was because I'm actually going on vacation next week. And so either later today or tomorrow, I'm gonna film a what's in my travel makeup bag. And I believe I will be posting that very, very soon. I don't know when exactly, but I'm going on a cruise to Bermuda with my family. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. The reason I got on for you guys today was because I wanted to share with you that every once in a while, there are really good people in the world and good things happen. Or maybe I was owed some good karma. I don't know, because you know how I feel about karma. Or maybe I should go into that a little bit more at some point. I was in Bed Bath & Beyond and I was getting some travel accessories and just some last minute things for my trip. And I was all prepared to use my 20% coupon on like an item in particular. I picked up the John Frieda beach texturizing spray. I kind of like that. I don't love it, but I kind of like it. And then I wound up finding some other miscellaneous things, and I'm kind of doing the math in my head, and I'm like, oh my God, I passed $15. I get to use my $5 coupon. I'm standing in line, I'm being all chill and cash, and she's like ringing it up, and it comes to $14.95. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, that is exactly the kind of day that I'm having. And she looks at me and she's like, oh no, don't worry. I got you. It's all good. And the $5 coupon went through and I was so excited. And I think it meant that I saved an additional $3.80 off my original purchase if I were to use the 20% off coupon. But that $3.80 means a lot to me today, and I needed it to kind of close off this day on a good note. So anyway, I've still got a couple other errands to run. I've got Mama with me. Mama? Bella? There you are. Hi, pretty girl. Are you ready to go? What do you see? Do you see? Oh, she sees other people loading some stuff in their trunk. Anyway, I don't get to take her with me often now that I'm back in New York. She used to come with me everywhere in Washington because the weather was so like neutral. And then in the winter it was too cold here, and then in the summer it definitely gets too hot to leave a dog in the car. And so right now we're having a kind of cold day, but this like in between season weather is awesome for Bella because she gets to come with me. So anyway, I got some more errands to run. Thank you for sharing some time with me. $3.80 meant quite a deal to me today, even though I like can spend like $40 on a highlighter. I don't know. So I don't know why $3.80 means so much more, but today it did.